Greetings, salutations.
Welcome back. Welcome
We back.
back.
Wax Chronicles, we're back. Bailey and I are going to see if we can remember what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah. The been relocated across the country and got the new stew. Got some
Live from the stew.
Yeah, I got the Tanner's fantasy basketball legend Joel Embiid right there, along with some other all-time greats. Figures D Wade's looking pretty, not on the court as per usual.
I was about to say, we got three all-time greats and one schmuck. I'll let you guys decide who.
Right.
Also, let's not forget.
Oh,
here.
yeah. Any updates?
No. That's Ambush. Hit us up. You know the deal.
Still the legend. Legend.
Always will be.
Seriously, the Hall of Flame, dude. We need to see a second name on there. Come on, you J Brones.
Somebody help us out. We're calling out.
We need this. But no, I guess I don't know. Do you want to start? Just jump right back in with kind of where the season's shaking out, kind of what the playoff seeding looks like, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I guess, to all the listeners or any listener who ends up listening to this, we haven't spoken in a while. So if we were to try and catch up on all the major storylines that have happened in the past month and a half, we'd be here for a long time. But I think, there's some stuff worth talking about that's going on right now or has happened recently. I don't know if there's anything in particular you wanted to kind of hit on to start. I guess one thing that's left a really sour taste in my mouth, and this is not basketball related, but it's sports related. And I just want to get this out of the way so I don't forget it. We're recording this on April 9th, Sunday. Dwayne Haskins was hit by a dump truck, I think, or a garbage truck, and passed away. And it's like honestly one of the saddest things I can remember hearing.
Seriously.
And that's the focus of my message. Is I'm just very sad for Dwayne Haskins. And it's kind of weird how I lived in the DC area when he was drafted to the Washington football team.
Be a savior.
Yeah. And so I kind of had like a little bit of a I drive home and hear about him on the talk radio all the time. It's like, oh my gosh, we're so excited. Like everybody was so excited. And then he played and he's a little bit of a letdown, but that doesn't really matter. If this is about his life. And then Bailey now lives in an area where Dwayne Haskins was playing on that football team. And so it's weird that Bailey and I both have kind of been in this city with kind of a weird connection with Dwayne Haskins. But it's just so sad to hear. And the thing that, I hate, this isn't what it's about. This is something that really bothered me. Was I was on ESPN.com, and you know how like on ESPN.com they have like the main thing, like it's the main piece of news, and then you scroll down, there's like news articles. They were like, watch Tiger live at the Masters. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's more important than literally one of the most tragic things I can remember happening in
seriously.
That's greater news as a washed up golfer, rather than this like, young man, not even a football player, but a young man who's tragically killed.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's talk about Tiger.
Gone way too soon. Yeah. That one. And again, like, I don't think we're the two biggest football fans in the world, but like, I don't know, just the loss of life that early when they have so much ahead of them, it really just kind of shakes you to your core. Like, I don't know. It's just a firm reminder that like, one moment of not paying attention or one, crazy, thing that could like any event and it could just be gone in a second. So it's a harsh reminder of that. And again, it's just like your hearts go out to, Dwayne Haskins, like family, friends, the organizations that he, able to play for. Cause it's so sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's been kind of weighing on my mind. That's just such a bummer. But anyway, basketball related. Sorry for being such a downer with something non-basketball related, but that's just
glad
really
we said some words about it because that was I didn't like reading that.
Yeah. But today is second to last day of the season, of the regular season, I should say. And is there anything you want to kind of touch on to lead off? I know there's a lot going on, but
I guess and again, we don't want to rehash all of the major storylines, but I think two of the most surprising things this season, they were seen as powerhouses in their respective conferences, but the Nets and the Lakers and kind of the way they've like the Lakers, they didn't stumble to the finish line. They just crashed and burned, but the Nets kind of stumbling to the finish line. And it's just been kind of a shocker seeing both those teams fall so far below everybody's expectations of them. So I don't know if we want to even spend time on those, but it's just over the last 5 or 6 weeks since we've recorded, that's really been kind of the constant backdrop of the NBA, is just watching what those teams have forgotten how to do, which is play fucking good basketball.
As a if you were a Nets fan, how would you feel at this point about the James Harden trade? Because do you think there's a universe where this whole thing blows up before you even see Ben Simmons, Kyrie, and KD together? I'm not sure of what Kyrie's contract situation is.
Yeah,
it seems like Ben Simmons is just not going to play this whole season.
Yeah, I think that's.
It's like, how, dude? This just makes me hate that motherfucker even more. How are you going to sit out all season and then you're hurt when you want it? It's like,
yeah,
I know you can't control injuries, but I'm like, what a fucking what a wuss, dude.
Yeah. It's
I
like
got no respect for that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, that one is kind of a shocker, like, because even with the trade looming, it was like it seemed like he was ramping up, and then it's like couldn't have played anyways. I guess.
Spinal.
Yeah. Wait, did we quote that the last podcast we were on?
I hope
that's
so,
the connecting thread there. I love
connective
that.
tissue, siege to juice, man.
I think Kyrie has a player option for next year, and he's going to be looking for the max, which is, I mean,
he has a player option for next year, so he will not pick up his player option and try.
Shouldn't at the age
and
he's at.
And at the same time, this is what I was listening to. Someone else was like, if you're the Nets, do you pay Kyrie?
I mean, what would you do in that situation?
Team, I mean, I feel like they're in a bad spot because KD. I feel like it's whatever.
It's
KD
a 2
wants.
for 1, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I forget. This is an original thought. It was like I forget if it was Russillo or Bill Simmons, but it's basically like, if KD goes in there and just says you're going to give him max, what else do you fucking do?
Yeah. I mean, it's. I don't know. I guess maybe because we've seen the Lakers office kind of be empowered to say no, not making that trade, the John Wall one. I wonder if the Nets are at a similar breaking point where they're just like, we're like, what you demand that we do is not good. Like, let us do our job and you do your job, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
If I'm the Nets brass, ain't no way I'm paying him a max deal. It'd be like a 1+1. Usually those are to protect. Usually those deals are used to protect players over teams. Maybe that's not the way to phrase it, but LeBron, when he was doing those 1+1 deals, it's usually the power's with the player. But at this point, you'd almost, if you're the Nets, I would consider doing that just to protect yourself. I don't know.
But if you're Kyrie, I wonder. I mean, that's the one player you can never get in their brain is Kyrie's, and wonder what he trying to imagine what he would do. But it's like, would he be willing to take these 1+1s to stay with Kyrie and stay in Brooklyn, or stay with KD? Yeah, stay with KD and stay in Brooklyn and continue to try and make this work, or is he going to be like, fuck this, I want my money?
Well, that's the thing is, if he enters unrestricted free agency, Nets, it would be really stupid for them to offer him just a full max. But I bet he'll get, because usually when these players hit the market, they're all going to get offered the max. But this could be a case where a player like Kyrie, whose skill set and production says he deserves the max, but he could get offers any number of years, any number of dollars from any team. I feel like, because it's just varying levels of risk. There's never really been a player like him in that respect, where if one team's high on him, no doubt he's worth the max, but then another team would be wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole. So
yeah, he's he's literally one of the most polarizing players I could ever.
Yeah, I mean, this is unprecedented. And like you said, I mean, just to throw that into the Ben Simmons stuff too, it's I don't know. That's Joe Tsai, Sean Marks. They got a lot to work out in that organization.
It's just I think it to me, it goes back to one point that we always make, and that's nothing is ever guaranteed in the NBA. And if you see a chance with the championship window, you have to go for it, because it's you look at the Nets 2 years ago when they just added James Harden. It's oh fuck, they have KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. They just signed Blake Griffin on the buyout market. They signed LaMarcus Aldridge. I remember I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
This is like worse
The
than
most
the
stacked
Warriors.
team ever assembled, it seemed
Yeah,
like.
but it's like that thing could potentially have fallen apart so quickly depending on how like the next 6 months go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy. They didn't even make a finals.
Yeah.
They didn't even make a conference finals.
Yeah. That's kind of insane. Rate. Yeah. I mean, they have a long road to trek to get there this year.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't know, dude. I mean, I know we each had like very strong opinions at the trade deadline when that happened, but it's like this thing looks like a fucking lose at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how it kind of turned into that, because like on the flip side, there's the Harden contract.
Yeah, and
they're both
like dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I watched the Sixers and I'm like, fuck, Tyrese Maxey is everything they wish Harden could be, but more.
Seriously, it's a sad day for us Harden stands out here.
Yeah, it's a great day for motherfuckers like me, though. So
yeah, getting hard. I mean, there's nothing left to defend with Harden.
Although at the same time, I have to watch him sabotage one of my favorite players in the league's title hopes. So I guess I shouldn't be too happy about it.
Yeah, true. This guy over here.
Yeah, JoJo.
Angel on my shoulder.
Oh fuck.
Well, I guess I don't know. Do you want to segue into kind of like tying back to our original predictions we made?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything you want to I know like we always like to bring up the Pelicans and the Pacers. Do you want to touch on the Pacers and what you're thinking at the end of the season? Their successful tank job?
I mean, it's just kudos to them. They tanked. They did it the right way. In an off-camera conversation the other day, you and I were discussing the Thunder and the egregious tanking that they've been doing, and at least the Pacers did it the right way. They were playing their young guys, still trying to get those guys, time on the court, make mistakes, but just terrible and losing every game. I think they're on a 9 or 10 game skid. So they literally did everything they needed to do in the second half of the season, like post trade deadline. As a fan of this team, it's like they never bottom out, and it didn't feel like they were like racing towards the bottom, but injuries, trades, things like that, they kind of lucked into a good lottery odds, and I think they'll have that Cavs pick, which will be decent. So for a team that's like garbage and can't win games, it's been refreshing as a Pacers
it's enjoyable
fan.
Tanking.
Yeah, exactly. It's been a fun on-court product too, because seeing the young guys play, we're not talking about like guys who belong in the G League. Like we're seeing like them actually play their draft picks and stuff, which it seems like over there, I don't even know how many years as a Pacers fan, like they really do not like to develop their players. Like unless you're like a lottery pick, like the Paul Georges of the world, like I don't know. There's just been so many Pacers like rookies, second round picks that just never see the light of day. And then they go elsewhere and, find their way in the league. But I'm pretty pleased, all things considered. What about you with the Pels?
I just want about the Pacers. I just want to commend them for their tank job, dude. Because it's like you said, they're developing young players, and it's like you can lose every single game, but lose it by 10. You don't have to lose every single game by 35, like the Thunder or the Blazers right now with the rosters that they're rolling out there.
Oh my, yeah.
And it's like, I mean, I will say that I'm surprised that the Pacers are losing as many games as they are, because I feel like they have talented players on the roster that are playing like a lot of minutes in games.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't been watching a lot of Pacers games. It's like today it was like what 133 to 120 against the Sixers. Like they were, they kept that competitive into like the fourth quarter. And it's like, kudos to them for that, dude.
Yeah, I mean they're losing games because they have young players who aren't like developed as like NBA level defenders, and they also like young players make mistakes. So it's like, I don't know. This is the absolute best way you could have like a
get it out of their
season.
System now. Yeah. Get them reps that mean something now.
Yeah, let them develop some chemistry. The only sucky part's been Duarte's been, he's already an old man, so he's got all these ticky-tack injuries. Like he's AD out here. Yeah.
I mean, I will say if there's one guy who doesn't, it seems like from his year this year, he seems like he'll be fine. He's like he was adjusted to the NBA game so well.
He was like a legit role player night one. So I mean, you kind of like Herb Jones too, like similar.
I don't know. Duarte just like from day one, like there are nights where he can be like, it seems like he's a number one option. It's just like, how the
Yeah.
fuck did this happen?
He's a fun player to watch on offense too. The ways that he scores, he's kind of like a throwback scorer, like from like the '80s. Like think like Alex English, guys like that who could like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's a fun player to watch. Like he can get in the post, get to his turnaround fadeaway. He has like some like high skill level type ways to put the ball in the cup. He can slash. Like I don't know. He's fun. I mean, I was pretty lukewarm on that pick when it happened, but it's not the first time I've been wrong about the Pacers, as we'll see when we look at our season projections and stuff. But
So yeah, me too.
yeah, it was a rough one. Eye opening. I was like, wow, I'm that much of a homer.
No, I remember I was even worse than you. Remember when we did our like mid-season like thumbs up, thumbs down? And I was like, thumbs way up for the Pacers. They're gonna be just fine. That's one of my probably like three biggest misses on the season is Indiana.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think they're my number one. So let's talk Pels basketball.
Not the Lakers. Not the Lakers.
I think I was actually we'll get into it. We'll get into it in a minute. So
yeah, I mean, you got anybody who's watched these videos. I know Bailey's always on the emotional roller coaster with me as a Pelicans fan because I reach the highest of highs and lows. I'm very emotional, but I think for a large part of the season, I've been very happy. Ever since the All-Star break with CJ McCollum, I think I've been like there's not been really any negativity for me whatsoever. Just because not that there's anything to be negative about as a Pelicans fan right now. Like it's I feel like the team is in one of those stages right now where like a lot of fan bases a lot of fan bases look forward to this kind of spot in the growth curve of a team where it's like, they're young,
it's fun.
They're fun. They're not all there yet, but they're getting there. They have like the classic, they look like they love hanging out and like being together and they play.
It was
hard.
like the Grizzlies last year,
it's kind of it feels kind of similar to that. So I mean, there's not a lot to be negative about. I'm very excited that they've submitted their spot in the play-in game, and it looks like they're going to have home court based on the Spurs are benching everybody tonight. So, and I think with one win or one loss, one win from the Pelicans tonight or tomorrow, one loss from the Spurs tonight or tomorrow, they'll have the play-ins in New Orleans. So that's going to be an amazing experience. I can't wait to watch that.
Oh yeah, that's going to be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, it's just an amazing time to be a Pelicans fan right now with them destroying the Lakers and taking the Lakers pick is just one of the most emasculating things I've ever seen. And it makes me so happy. This has been the first time I've ever rooted so hard against LeBron. And I guess I'm not rooting against LeBron, rooting against the team LeBron's on.
Sure.
Which was easy to do this time because they were dead in the water. So it's easier to like not give a fuck if they win any games. But and also when the Pelicans have kind of draft capital invested in how the Lakers perform. But just crazy, dude. When that trade was made, there's no way the Lakers are one of the top 10 worst teams in the league. There's no way. It's like this pick is getting conveyed to the Grizzlies. There is no way the Pelicans get this pick. And it's like, this is like winning, like literally. I mean, I guess I shouldn't get ahead of myself because there's still a chance that it falls outside of the top 10. But I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah, if you asked anybody,
pretty good. 99.6, I think, % chance that it falls in.
Yeah. If you asked somebody 2 years ago about this pick, they would laugh. I would have laughed.
Yeah, me too.
This is ridiculous. Like,
it's one of those picks you see in the trade. You're like, well, that ain't fucking coming over. So whatever.
Yeah, no shot. But sure enough, here we are.
Yeah,
here we are.
And all the news about Zion, absolutely amazing. I think there's still an outside chance that he plays this season if they make it far enough in the playoffs. Which could not be more excited about that. All the news from Zion's stepdad about it could be lip service, could not be lip service, but sometimes you need lip service, even if it's even if it is lip service. But
better than more negative news.
Yeah. So good news from everything is just going as well as it possibly could as a Pelicans fan right now. So,
it's crazy that my team has won 25 games. It's been the worst season they've had in like years, and the Pelicans are fighting for their life in the play-in. But we're both so happy with where our teams ended up. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of like counterintuitive. It's funny because
last year I was so down at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
You were down just because it was the classic Pacers mediocrity. It's like, this is so fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And so
it's like they both took steps in the right direction. You know,
Yeah,
it feels like they're both at the beginning of something better, which is
Yep.
refreshing and nice. So,
Yeah.
golly, dude, is there any other teams you wanted to talk about? I mean, I know like the Mavs, the Celtics, those teams surged.
Yeah, I think that's a good segue. Like we could, I think we should kind of,
Raptors.
as we go through this, like some of our
Sure.
preseason predictions, we can kind of touch on some of these teams that are eye openers that
Sure.
have kind of caused a lot of commotion in the past.
So
few
yeah,
weeks.
do you want to start with like our Eastern Conference picks, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, sure. Actually, before we do that, I have a little surprise in the
Sure.
middle of the video, dude. I thought since it was a special occasion, I came across some stuff at the store today, dude.
Oh, open it
21,
up on the
22.
thing, dude.
Yeah, I'll open up
Open
one
it up
pack.
on the pod.
Live
Let's go.
S ambush, dude.
Live
This is what it takes to
breaks.
get you back in the fold.
Yeah. Please, we should have led with this, you psycho.
I have a little blaster, dude. So I have more packs, but I'm not going to bore everybody.
We're going back
Going
back to the namesake,
Yeah,
Wax Chronicles. Ooh, we jumping Drew right off the bat. Very nice.
So, coincidence. Drew Holiday jersey.
Very nice.
All right, so Drew Holiday. I can't see these really well from my side. Ooh, Tyrese Maxey.
Ooh, that's a cool photograph on that card.
Yeah.
Steve-O
Knievo.
I'm just trying to cosplay as Steve-O now, dude. Jay
Holiday.
Ooh, pull off the 3P, dude. Get Aaron in there.
Oh fuck, I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Zach Levine.
Nice. Ooh, Julius Randle. Yikes.
This is a dog shit pack other than the Drew Holiday.
That's kind of sick.
Jason Tatum, frequent flyers. I've seen this.
I like those insights or those inserts.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that Josh? No.
Usman
Garuba. Nice, nice, dude.
So, not the greatest pack, but it's something. It's
you got
wax.
Drew Holiday. You got one of your favorite players, dude.
Yeah, the last 2 times I've opened cards, I've gotten Zion Williamson cards, so I'm hoping to keep that streak alive today.
Dang.
One of the
you got
packs
a blaster.
I opened,
you got a chance.
Yeah, and one of the packs I opened earlier, I got a LeBron Slam insert. So very happy about that. I've opened a couple. There's 11 packs in the blaster. I've opened like 4. So
send me a picture of that later.
Yeah.
I want to see.
Well, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just this is the Wax
pull it out.
Chronicles.
Whip it out, dude.
I got it right.
Why don't you whip it out for me?
I'll whip it out for you, dude. I guess I can show you this one since I got it.
Ooh, did you see his block last night?
No, was it good?
Dude, he has jump pads under his feet. I swear to God, dude. He is unbelievable, man. It literally looked like somebody broke the coding in like a game. It looked like
really
if you took an NBA Street player and put him in 2K. It was the most fucked up thing. Dude, it just doesn't look real. It's not like the craziest block, but it just something about it just looks like, oh, that's the one I was hoping it was, dude.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Shouts out to Slam, dude. I got the Slam ups right here.
Yeah, JoJo.
On the back side of that is AI.
Oh,
the iconic
JoJo jersey. Just kidding.
Should be.
All right, yeah. Do you want to get into the Eastern Conference now?
Yeah. I guess we'll
both friend and foe.
Do you want to start from the? I don't know what the best way to do this.
Well,
I mean, we've already talked Nets. I projected them to win 62 games.
Yeah, me too.
And they're looking at coming in 20 under, which
I think most people would be surprised, but I don't feel too bad about that.
Yeah. I don't think we missed the mark. You know, I think everybody would have picked. I mean, it would have taken a real Nets hater to project something lower than like 50 wins, but for fellow Nets haters out there, this is a nice victory lap.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. It's always fun to watch KD fail. So
you gotta love it, dude.
But yeah, I mean, and then like as I'm going down like my projected Eastern Conference standings,
I have some real misses, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I had the Hawks at the 3 seed, but I only had them at 49 wins. So it's like where they're going to end up is just way far. I mean, obviously, I owe you a jersey now because of how poor my predictions were. So why don't you, who you want, dog?
I was thinking about the Brandon Ingram City, but depending on how my fantasy matchup goes, it might be a JoJo City. So so it'll be either Brandon Ingram, Zion, or JoJo, or maybe Aaron Gordon. Maybe one of those 4.
You,
fuck you, dude.
Get Aaron Gordon out of there,
dude.
So I mean, I like And it's crazy. I guess I feel like I predicted the East to be.
You did Miami really well. I feel like you gave them the respect they deserved. I did.
Wait, no, I think I only.
I thought you had them at like 2.
I had them at the 5.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
Fuck,
no, I
them
had Nets, Bucks, Hawks, Sixers, Heat, Celtics. So, the only, I mean, I missed on the Nets and I missed on the Hawks being in that group of 6. I was so low on the Raptors. That's the one that kind of blew me away.
Yeah, me too. I had 32 wins for the Raptors.
Yeah,
What do you have?
I had 37, which is, not
less
bad.
embarrassing than me.
But I mean, they're like almost a 50-win team, which is crazy. I mean, that's when I'd like to know the Vegas, like what they had the preseason over under at, because like, I don't know.
I think,
I was just gonna say it's like there's 2 rookies that really, Evan Mobley and Scotty Barnes, really upset my predictions, because the 2 teams that I had performing really low were the Raptors and the Cavs, and they both shattered expectations, and a lot of that can be tied to those 2 rookies. So, I don't know. That one kind of blew me away. And then obviously the Pacers. I mean, I had them projected at like 42 wins.
I had the Pacers at 45. Mine's bad. I mean, I'm not like, there is some good stuff in here though. Like, I feel like you and I were both pretty good about the Knicks and the Raptors.
Yeah.
Or the Knicks and the Hornets.
Yeah.
The Knicks and the Hornets. I had the Knicks making the play-in, but I only had them at 39 wins.
Same.
And, I mean, the Hornets, I was a little low. I had them at the play-in with 33 wins.
Okay. I had them at 35, but I had them out.
I think, okay, do you have anybody who you hit on the money for their win totals, but like if they don't win another game this season?
No, I missed the boat. I guess Pistons, Magic. If either of those teams win, I'll hit on. If the Wizards win, I'll win. I was 1 off on the Bulls. They beat my projected.
How many wins do the Bulls
1.
have right now?
45.
Okay, I had them at 44.
Same. Yeah. I do have one in the West though that I hit really close on.
I do need to be shit on for my Cavaliers prediction though. 22 wins.
Yeah, I had 28.
I had them 15th in the Eastern Conference.
Dang, but I mean at that point was it just Sexton out? Evan Mobley was like somewhat of an unknown quantity.
Yeah, I mean we did this before the season started.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just trying to like go back and like get it right in my head why you would have predicted that low. Yeah. I mean, but they were tough. Yeah, I mean, they were, I'd say for the first half of the season, the biggest surprise in the league. I don't think that's too far off. Yeah, I mean, like, but I guess that's in the business of predictions, it's like it's easy to be close on a lot, but like, I mean, we missed on the big ones, and whoever could have predicted those should have put some money down, because I don't know, like the Nets, Pacers, Raptors, Cavs. I feel like we probably both missed on all 4 of those by a similar margin.
Yeah,
and they were 4 of the biggest surprises in the league. So,
but the thing that's hard for me is like, I don't feel too bad about the teams who have high expectations, and then like an injury or this or that happened, and they just switch to tank mode, and so my predictions are off.
True.
The ones I feel more shame about are like, there was no drastic change in circumstances, and I was just way the fuck off. Like,
right.
Brooklyn, for instance, is I think a good example of like, I know that they had the funky stuff going on throughout the season, but it's like KD, Kyrie, Harden going into the season. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happens. They're going to at least have 50, 55.
Yeah. 50 seemed like the absolute lowest of low.
Yeah. And so, the Cavs, that's just a terrible prediction by me. But like one like the Pacers, where it's like they very quickly audibled into this is a rebuilding season. Players are just going to sit out for long stretches of games.
Yeah.
I don't feel as bad about that, because it's like if they would have been trying to win all season and like kept Sabo and Brogdon would have decided to play more than one game, I feel like they would have won more games. They would have been closer to like the mid-30s range, and at that point, you're not that far off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but 25 wins, that's low.
How many does Boston have right now? How many does Boston have right
now? They're at 50.
Okay, I had 48 for Boston. So
dang, I had 45.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, I was too high on Atlanta. But
if I take an average of, no, that's not going to work. I don't know. I missed the boat by a lot.
Yeah, I was off. I
I
mean,
want to see how much I was off, like as an average, though.
but the
Let me
thing
look
is
real
like
quick.
you look at it kind of at the whole is like I had the Cavs out of the playoffs. They're in the play-in. I had the Raptors out of the playoffs. They're in the playoffs. And then like I had the Knicks in the play-in. They're out of the playoffs. And I had the Hawks. So like there's only really like 4 or 5 that get moved around. Like
Yeah, I mean, I missed 2 playoff teams, Hornets and Cavs,
okay,
and they're both, they're both going to end up in the play-in. So,
right.
I mean, I can't be too upset at that.
Yeah, if you take out the records and just kind of look at it in chunks.
Yeah, on that. Yeah, like. Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to sit here and gloss over the fact that I fucked up the Raptors picking bad. But I think
Same.
you and I admitted that during our midseason thing. It's like, why the fuck do we ever question the Raptors and their player development or draft choices,
Oh my God,
or
yeah.
how they're going to perform in the season? They're literally the new Spurs. We've been saying that for like a long time now.
Yeah, and then I put a win total at like 37, like an idiot. It's like,
Yeah, it's like I'm never going to make that mistake again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, as long as Nick Nurse is there and their player development stays, like, because I mean,
Right.
yeah, they incredible.
Incredible.
Do you want to hop over to the West?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm curious to know what you had the Suns projected win total at, because they've been gangbusters all season.
48.
48. Okay,
Yeah.
I did 54.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that one's a bit. I mean, just
me.
That win total. I mean, it's not quite historic, but like when you start to get,
when you're in the mid 60s, that's crazy.
Yeah, when I see north of like 61, 62, it's like, okay, that's fucking crazy.
Okay, that's a team that could be bounced by the Pelicans in the first round. That's what I hear.
Keep dreaming. Keep dreaming.
Possible. They could beat them without Zion.
Anything's possible.
Yeah.
It's
looking like 4-1 Pelicans.
Shut up. What was your Lakers win total?
51.
I had 52. So yeah, I mean that's the biggest miss. It goes Lakers, Nets, and then Pacers for me.
Yeah. And that's one that's like that's just a bad pick. Because like they were trying all season until like the last 3 games. And but I mean I will say I think everybody's pretty much they're like you mean you see these segments, they're calling them the most disappointing basketball team of all time.
So. Well, yeah, I mean I think most people would have admitted their floor was probably like 44, 45 wins.
Yeah.
And for them to underperform like this, kind of crazy. Yeah. And then I missed really bad on the Blazers too, but I feel like
same. I had 50 wins for them.
Yeah, I had 42. Yeah, and I mean, with the Dame injury, it just turned into tank.
Yeah, so that's the one those ones I don't feel too bad about because it's like they gave up on that season real quick.
What was your Grizzlies prediction?
35 wins out of the play, not even in the play.
I had them as the 9 seed with 42, and that feels bad. So I can only imagine.
Yeah, I'm in pain.
Oh man, yeah, but I mean, like again, like progression's not linear. Obviously, like I feel like the Cavs and the Grizzlies showed us that this year. That it's just like, no, if you bring in like one good rookie or like Desmond Bane takes a leap forward, you're a contender. It's like what?
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook voice. What?
I will say I got 3 out of the 4 play-in teams right in the West. I had the Pelicans, not in the correct order, but I had the Pelicans, Clippers, Timberwolves, and Mavericks.
Dang. And
so the Mavericks move up obviously in the playoffs, and I had the Spurs missing the play-in, but they are going to make the play-in.
Yeah, you destroyed me on that one. I only got one of those teams right. I had the Mavs and Grizzlies in the play-in as well as the Blazers, and none of those teams are going to be there.
Wait, who's the other one?
Pelicans.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Yeah, and then I missed kind of big on the T-Wolves. I missed by 10 wins. I had them at 36 wins and out of the play-in, and
I had them at 38.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. T-Wolves were kind of like kings for me, where I was just like, they're never gonna figure it out, no matter what they do. But boy, was I wrong. Yeah, dang. But I did. It's looking like my projection for the Nuggets is spot on. It only took them losing their second best player to reach that. But hey, a win's a win.
A win's a win's a win's a win.
Were you on the money with anybody in the West?
I don't have the standings up, but
gotcha. I can hit you. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I like. What's the win total for the Nuggets?
48 currently.
Um, what's the Warriors?
Uh, 51.
I have the Warriors at 52.
Dang. So if they
So
win,
yeah,
he would pick the Warriors.
dude, I told
Loser.
you all season I was worried about them,
Yeah, true.
man. And I
True.
mean, I don't feel as worried now just due to Steph's health, but um, I don't know.
Dang. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same calculation because I think I missed each team. Like when I averaged it out, the average um was about 7, but I missed the win totals by in the East. I wonder if I did better in the West. Let me look real quick. Since I know the viewers at home are hanging on every word.
This is what we came to see, dog.
Oh my. Okay, I was better in the East than I was in the West.
Dude, you know
But
your
they were both pretty
competition.
close. I was equally shit in both, but slight edge to the East. Oh, I've always liked the Eastern Conference more, so fitting.
Me too.
Um, really? Even though you've been
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember I was
oh,
so
true.
upset when they moved the Pelicans or when they moved the Hornets to the West. I was like, they should be in the fucking Eastern Conference.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope they do some like yeah. Grizzlies need to be in the East.
I wouldn't mind
It
that. I
blows
mean,
my mind that they're
but I
not.
but I will say though that like geographically speaking, it does kind of make sense to have the Grizzlies in the Southwest Division with the um,
That's fair. Maybe the T
Pelicans
Wolves are
and
the
the
move.
Rockets.
Because the
Yeah,
T Wolves got to have like the worst travel, right? I feel like I've seen that
yeah,
before where they,
that'd probably be the thing to look at is like who's getting fucked the most, and it's like they play
yeah,
right by like Detroit and Chicago
yeah,
and
they need to be in the Central
Indiana.
Division.
Yeah, yeah. Which
Hmm.
which it would be perfect because then like if you had introduced a team in Seattle, that would you could tag them in because the T Wolves are in like the same division as the fucking like
Lakers
Jazz.
or no, yeah, Jazz
They're not there.
Nuggets.
Yeah, they're not in the Pacific. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
my
in the
bad.
Northwest, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
The Pacific Division.
Yeah, the Northwest. Yeah, oh yeah, Blazers. Yeah, that's got to
Yeah,
be
and
the
like you
most
have this.
gnarly travel schedule.
Yeah, but I mean that just
That
makes it. It's
division's all fucked up.
I know, but the thing is if you bring in a Sonics team, it literally is just perfect. It's literally perfect. You put the Sonics in the Northwest, they fit perfectly into like that Jazz Portland. I mean,
Yeah, just move
uh,
the Wolves over to the Central Division and you're
yeah,
good.
yeah, and then you just that'd be the one
I
team
wonder what
for
they
the
do if
one
they had a
division.
second team though. If they're gonna do 2-1, because I feel like that's the rumor I've seen.
What would the other one be? Vegas.
Yeah, I think that's the one that gets hinted at. So maybe
Well, that
then
would
you
be
move
perfect. Then
move the
Vegas would just be a.
Grizzlies
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting because then you'd have to find another way to.
or no, you'd have to kick a team out of the West and put them in the East, right?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And that's where you could put, yeah.
Where would you put
Hmm.
Memphis in like the Southeast Division?
It's kind of what I was thinking, but yeah, I mean that's probably the best bet. Either that or Central, but you wouldn't want to overload Central with another team, so probably move them down to the
Yeah,
Southeast
I
Division.
would just hate for them to get rid of the divisions. That'd be one thing. If I don't want that would come. And I know that it's divisions are pointless and it doesn't really matter, but it's just like the traditionalist in me that
Yeah, I'd
division
agree with that.
titles are
I
cool to me.
I hope we never see that day.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Dang. Well, I don't know. Where do you want to go from? I mean, our predictions were pretty fucking terrible. I think both of us.
I don't know. I feel. I mean, the sentiment was what it was about, dude.
True. True.
I'm just kidding, but yeah, I don't know. That I mean, that kind of wraps up our predictions, right? I know that we plan on going through some of like the All NBA stuff once that gets released, as well as when award season comes around.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know because do you have your? Oh yeah, you don't have your picks up for those.
no,
Gotcha.
I
I
remember
was
I had
just.
Dame Lillard as my MVP though, aka RIP me.
Oh shit.
I was like, because I remember my reasoning was like, it's been back to back times like the hometown, like
Mm.
small market. It was Giannis, it was Jokic. I was like, I was all in on the Blazers having a good season at Dame, just like going bananas. But that was one of the worst picks of all time.
Yeah, but I mean the injury. Like, what can you
Yeah,
do?
but even then, he was sucking dick before that. I
Yeah.
mean, maybe it was due to the injury, but it's like the Blazers were going nowhere fast.
Yeah, that's true. I remember I had KD for mine, which, I mean, not a terrible pick, but they just never put it together as a team. That's been the crazy part too, is like just their like roster build. Like the way they've put together their rosters.
Yeah, they have no wings.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's just
and
like
then they cut a wing.
yeah. I mean, how many power forwards does one roster need?
Yeah, especially
Like-
ones that can't even play like Blake Griffin.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I mean, we don't have to go hop all the way back into the Nets slander, but I mean, they
Yeah,
just
no, let's do it.
here for it.
Blake
Fucking
Griffin
here
and Net
for it.
slander, 2 for 1, dude. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Do you remember who your finals pick was?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah. Ugh. Oh, this
I've got
is
a
bad.
rapper. I got a rapper.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
I think
playoff
I
picks are
think
only going to get worse.
I think I resisted the Lakers. Nope, I
Lucky.
didn't.
Uh,
I remember I was like, nope, I got Nets Lakers. Just like every other J Brown.
Yeah, I had Bucks Lakers. So
Oh, yours is better than mine then because you had the Bucks.
yeah, but I don't know. I had teams like the Hawks, the Jazz, the Lakers.
What are your
making the
conference
second round.
What are your
Yeah.
conference finals?
Nets, Bucks, and Jazz, Lakers. That Western Conference got me fucked up, dude.
Same.
Jazz, Lakers. Jazz are going to be a first round exit. Lakers are long gone.
I had Suns getting bounced in the first round because they played the Warriors.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so that ain't looking pretty for me either.
Wait, do you want to hop back to the standings for this season and talk about playoff matchups?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like, because there's not much that can really change at this point, right?
Yeah. So some of the stuff's kind of locked up. I mean, do you want to real quick go over like how we think the play-in tournaments are going to go? Because
Sure.
it'll be Nets, Cavs. I'm assuming the Nets take that game,
That makes me so sad that I think the Cavs miss the playoffs.
and then the Cavs have
That
to
is
play
horseshit.
they play the winner of Hawks Hornets, which I don't know. I'm
I mean,
leaning Hawks just because I
Just
stray
because
into one.
you're
game.
still trying to suck off Trae Young. You're going to find a way somehow, dude. in
What do
real
we?
life.
Even though he
Just kidding.
cost me, well, he didn't do it. I don't know. I'm not going to blame him for the Hawks' disappointing season.
Yeah, it's who would you blame? Just their role players just not overachieving like they did last year, or not?
Well, yeah, I think some injuries too. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, that's
DeAndre
fair.
Hunter missed a good chunk of time.
He always
Seem-
does, though. I feel like.
Well, and also too, like Capella was like all NBA level last year, borderline, and this year he just. I mean, there was
He's
times where they were
decent,
playing Okongwu over him during
Yeah.
like stretches, which is, to me that's kind of telling. Because like, I mean, who knows? I don't know how old Capella is, but like his game relies a lot on his athleticism. So I don't know if that starts to dip, does he become as effective?
Is he 30 yet?
I don't think so. He's
28? My guess is
27, 28. Yeah. Or he's about to turn 28 in like a month.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, just as a team unit, and then like, I mean, how many games has Collins missed?
A bunch. I mean, he hasn't played
He's
in
missed a
long
ton
at
of
this
time,
point.
and in theory,
Yeah.
he should be like their second or third best player.
He's a friggin' star.
A friggin' star. But yeah. So who do you think's going to win between Hawks Hornets if that's how it
Let me
plays
pull
out?
up my standings. That I tell you what, I'm more excited. That's out of all the possible combinations of playing teams playing against each other in the East, the Hawks Hornets is the one I'd be most excited to watch.
Oh yeah, that's going to be an incredible.
I would
game.
love to watch. I'm whatever on the mellow, but I would love to watch him play in a high stakes game.
Seriously.
I can't get the standings. My NBA app's been sucking, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, don't use the NBA app. That thing's
I
always.
know I like
sucked.
to support it though.
It
Well, dang,
sucks
here's-
the big one.
Yeah, I mean, so you think you would bet on Atlanta if you had to?
Yeah, I mean it seems like a coin flip, but maybe Trae Young just puts him over the top by a hair.
So who would you have in the Hawks Cleveland?
I think I might
Trae
say
TL?
Cleveland.
Oh shit.
I think I might say Cleveland.
The Q's gonna be rocking.
Yeah. I mean, I think I ended up going home court on all those games. So,
Yeah.
real
Fucking
original,
original, dude.
fuck face. I mean, what is that? How you would have went?
I'll go Brooklyn and Atlanta.
Atlanta? Oh, so you're the bitch. Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
It's
I
not
guess-
breaking news, dude.
I guess that would lead to, Heat Hawks or Heat Cavs in both cases, which, I mean, it seems like there's no way that Heat get bounced in the first round to
Right.
either of those teams. That would take a
The second round is where it's gonna get real interesting, dude, for
Oh.
the East.
Yeah,
It's gonna be literally
certainly.
a bloodbath in both matchups.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I will say, like, sorry, I keep cutting you off. Fuck me.
well, no. Let's just get to those when we get to those because we're gonna get there. I
Okay.
mean, I don't know. We don't have to do the full playoff predictions or like, talk through, but um, so I guess it'd be Bucks v Nets, which I don't know. I mean, the way the Nets have kind of stumbled here, to me, that looks like Bucks in 5.
I
If
would
I'm being
love that.
totally honest,
I would
yeah.
love that
I mean,
shit.
if it came down to Bucks Nets round 1, what would you predict?
Bucks.
That's
I can't. I
Bucks.
mean, yeah, the Bucks have arguably the best player in the world, and they're defending champs, and everybody seems to be relatively healthy. Brooke Lopez has looked good coming back,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's like Brooklyn has been so inconsistent all year, and they have all the depth problems that everybody talked about. I feel like they still got. It's like it's literally to me, it seems literally like unless I'm missing somebody, 3 players. It's
Yeah,
like they have Kyrie, they have Seth Curry, and they have KD. Am
yeah.
I missing somebody?
It's troubling times if
And
because I mean
Bruce
Patty.
Brown?
Yeah, I mean Patty Mills has been a non-factor the second half of the season.
Yeah.
Like,
Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge, not worried about them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, ugh. Yeah, I mean, there's not and
Drummond,
like
I mean, Drummond's Drummond.
even if by the grace of God they were able to knock the Bucks off, I don't see how like that's like one miracle. How many miracles in a row would it take for them to get to the finals? That just seems
Yeah, and then what if
I don't
they end
know.
up playing? If they, I mean, like, if they end up playing Toronto, they're really fucked.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly. I guess the 3-6 looks like Celtics Bulls most likely. Well, I don't know. I guess it could be
Yeah,
Celtics, could be
or
Sixers.
yeah, and that, I mean, I think whoever plays the Bulls, that could be just a mud hole stomping,
Yeah, I mean the
whether
Bulls
it's
have really
Boston or Milwaukee or Philly, excuse me.
the Bulls have hardly even looked, and I know they had a ton of injuries and stuff, but it's just like even with Caruso back, they've looked pretty meh. I mean, not very impressive at all. I think Vooch has been quite the disappointment this season. It seems like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he literally was a big fish in a small pond in Orlando, and like, I think he's still a good player, but it's like it's the same thing when like DeMar came to Chicago. Maybe not. This is just my on the fly opinion, but it's like it was like wow, there's all these guys who need the ball in their hand. It's Vooch, it's DeRozan, it's Levine. Luckily, like Lonzo and Caruso are like perfectly complementary
Mm-hmm.
players. You have literally 3 ball dominant players. Like they need the ball to create. Yeah, Zach Levine, you could argue maybe not, but uh, somebody has to take a backseat. And Vooch has been the one, and it's just his.
Well, yeah, it's like if your 3 best players, if their best talent is having the ball in their hands and looking for their own shot, it's like we've talked about. It's like maybe Vooch isn't the. It's like it's all about role. It's all about what he's asked to do. Like you could replace him with a player who's not as good as him in a vacuum, but complements the 1 and the 2 better, and they could have a better team result. It's not that Vooch is worse. It's just that it's kind
Oh
of a
yeah, it's like
wonky
I'd
fit.
rather have like Robert Williams than Vooch on the Bulls.
Yeah, yeah, and
But I mean, I think you'd argue Robert Williams is better than Vooch back, so maybe that's a bad call.
yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's not far off. Like, I don't know. It sucks. I mean, because like Vooch is, and it's not like he hasn't tried to adapt, but it's just one of his most effective talents was just scoring the buck.
That was
On a
literally his
Magic
number.
team.
I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
that's his number one thing. Is like, hey, you can get buckets.
yeah, yeah. It's unfortunate the Bulls have kind of like been so meh.
Have you
The
watched any
second
Bulls
half.
games lately?
Probably not since the move and stuff.
I wonder because I haven't either. I just like wonder how Vooch plays into like the final 5 minutes of a close game for the Bulls.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
he's not going to be the one getting touches. It's going to be DeRozan, Levine, DeRozan, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
like he's not the greatest defender in the world. So it's like
Yeah.
I feel like if they had their druthers, they would play small with like Patrick Williams at the 5, and then like DeRozan, Levine, Caruso, Ball.
Yeah, but that's tough. Like, because I mean, who are going to be your 5 most
I
effective
mean, they would get
players?
punished like a motherfucker, like if they play against like the Bucks in a 7-game series with that closing lineup. I don't even know if that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I need to just watch the Bulls games and become more informed about them. But
Yeah, same. But no, I mean, it sucks because they're a team that I was kind of rooting for. So I mean, I don't think there's any way they'd get past the Celtics or the Sixers unless DeMar just absolutely went like God mode. But it's not really been his what he does in the playoffs, unfortunately.
Yeah,
kind of the way the game slows down doesn't really benefit him as much as you'd think it would.
Yeah, because
he is a dominant ISO scorer.
Yeah, you'd think he has like the game built for the playoffs, but I mean the playoffs are.
Yeah, I mean we've seen a lot of years of him because when the Raptors were just losing to LeBron-led teams over and over and over again, it was always DeRozan who was kind of. Lowry had some bad series, but it was DeRozan who never really met the. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think
fingers crossed. Maybe it can be different this time around.
I think you and I are both on the same page too. It was like we think the criticism of DeRozan's playoff fault, falling short, was overblown. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, it's like if he's truly an MVP candidate, if he's truly like that type, you elevate in the playoffs. Yeah. You don't play kind of like you were playing in the regular season, but a little bit worse.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just my opinion.
But I don't know, like the change of scenery and stuff. Maybe we'll see a different DeMar in this year's playoffs. I think that'd be really cool. Just if he could kind of erase some of that reputation that he has, but we'll see. And then the matchup, as if the season were to end today for the 4-5, would be Sixers Raptors, which one seems like a knockdown drag out.
Yeah, after that game 2 days ago, wow, that would be quite a series.
Yeah. That's the one you got to circle and be like, I ain't missing any of these. I feel like out of those potential first round matchups.
Both conferences.
Do you think the Sixers having the best player on the court would be enough to put even though Pascal, there's times where Pascal Siakam's looked incredible over the second half of the season. So
I don't know. What do you think? I would say that, but it's like I feel like that usually holds true for a lot of scenarios, but the Raptors are just such an anomaly with how they play and how they scheme and how they can take away parts of people's game. I hate to be this guy, but I think it just comes down to James Harden. Does he show up to fucking play for once in a big moment and like actually be what a team needs him to be in a big moment? If he can do that for 4 games out of a series, then I think they can win. But if he's just going to be doing his little, I'm going to get 13 dimes and shoot 35% from the field, I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah. I would almost outright pick the Raptors in this series. Yeah. The Sixers just haven't given us a reason to think that they're anything more than a first or second round team at best over the last couple of weeks. It's been
and the sad part to me is like I know I like to rag on Harden, but like I think they'd be better off if they had Seth Curry, and
I think their ceiling's probably a little higher with that.
Or if they would,
their floor is.
Yeah. And hindsight's always 20/20, but like some of the other packages that were rumored for Ben Simmons, like the CJ McCollum one's an easy one to point to, where like him and JoJo would be just terrible to try and defend that. Because I'm seeing what CJ's doing with lesser players in New Orleans, and it's just crazy to me how good he is. And like I think, like I'm about to say something that you probably will call blasphemous, but I think CJ McCollum's better than James Harden, at least this year. And
I think if you're to look at Harden's time on the Sixers and like if you just look over the last course, what is that? The last 8 weeks, I wouldn't argue with you.
Well, I'd say this whole year, like, because Harden wasn't blowing me away in Brooklyn either. So, and like, we'll see how Harden looks next year. But at this point, I would rather have CJ McCollum on a team than James Harden.
Well, and especially like in the playoffs, I feel like
although we've seen CJ with his fair share of blunders. Remember, I forget what year it was. He was like stepping out of bounds, and we were just like, somebody help
get this idiot off the court.
I was like, God. But he also has the games too where he like literally Dame would be off and he'd carry the whole thing by himself. So
that's the thing is like he was really good at being that like Lillard was out and they didn't miss a beat because like he could step in and go for 40. But it's just I don't know in the playoffs like he's shown to be more of like a consistent 3-level scorer than James Harden has been in weeks, if not months. So I don't know. I know if the Pacers were going into the playoffs and I could have one of those two players, I'd pick CJ McCollum.
Yeah,
where they currently stand, he's a more impactful player, which is crazy to say.
Yeah, I would have never thought that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go into the second round in the Eastern Conference Finals in the East with our
what do you think?
Projections?
Do you want to do it now or do you want to do it another time? It's up to you.
Yeah, or we'll just run through the Western Conference first round.
I one thing I did want to point out though when I was cutting you off earlier is like the second round of the East could be so much fun, dude.
Oh my God,
Because
yeah.
I think the top 5 teams in the East, and you could even argue Brooklyn if Kyrie and KD are playing well. You could argue there's like 6 teams in the East that have a legit chance to win the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Like I know that the Sixers would be a long shot and the Nets would be a long shot, but I still think there's an outside chance for both of those.
Oh,
And then the other 4 teams, Miami, Milwaukee, Boston, and Toronto, are all really fucking good.
yeah. That's the thing is like I wouldn't be shocked by any of those teams coming out of the East, which is crazy. I mean, usually it's like 2, 3 teams, maybe.
Yeah.
Legitimate 6 teams you could see.
Well, and that's why like this has been so nice with the Warriors, you know, kind of
Petering out.
LeBron getting older. It's not just LeBron in the East versus the Warriors in the West, or it's not just like these couple powerhouses. It's like you look at the standings in the East, dude. There's 53, like the 10th place team in the East is going to have a winning record.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte's going to have a winning record. And like you look at, there's 5 games separating the 5 seed from the 1 seed, which is so awesome. Like those are all really good teams.
Talking about parity.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, not so much in the Western Conference, but I think there's still some good teams in the West. But
I mean, even in the West, it's like, I don't know. That one feels weird. Because if it ain't the Suns, I don't know who the fuck it is, you know? So it feels wide open in a way.
It sucks, though, because I really do think that if I'm looking at the standings here, and pardon me for looking down, but I'm using my phone as my standings and stuff. If Denver would have been healthy this year, like,
I mean,
there's like, I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think there are going to be some dogfights in like, I mean, I know the Memphis is good, but like they're young. Like who knows how that's going to shape up in the playoffs. I know they've been dominating teams, but it's like I don't feel that confident in them like making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Well, and if we go down, I mean, starting like with we talked about, there might be some like rollover series like where the Bulls just get stomped, like where the Cavs or Hawks just get stomped. But like in the West, I'm sure the Suns will just beat down whoever the 8 seed is.
Yeah, calm down, brother. You don't know that.
Every other series could like, and maybe it's like not giving credit where credit is due, but like the Grizzlies, Warriors, and Mavericks all look beatable to me. And they look beatable by teams like the Jazz, Nuggets, and T-Wolves. Like,
yeah,
they don't look like, I don't know. It seems like I'm not super confident. I feel like there's way more real contenders in the East, but there's a lot of uncertainty around these Western Conference like seedings and how these first matchups go. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Yeah. You know, I will say I cannot, you know, we were talking about like the Raptors Sixers series is going to be so much fun to watch if that's how it shapes up. You look at the 4 or 5 seed right now in the Western Conference. I can't think of a series I don't want to watch less than that.
Ooh.
I don't want to see the Mavericks Jazz.
Count me out. Yeah. I mean, those are like the 2. Well, I guess like playoff is always fun to watch.
I was about to say the opposite. Like I don't want to watch one game of Luka if I can help it. I like watching the Jazz though, just because I feel like Donovan Mitchell does stuff that is like just absolutely ridiculous in a good way.
Yeah, but, I mean that him and Jamal Murray, that playoff series was one of the.
But even more than that, he'll make like passes during like random games. I'm just like, holy fuck, he's good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like it'll just be interesting. I just hate watching. There's a couple teams I'll always hate watching, and one of them I think Mavericks are always going to be like number 1 for some reason. I just hate watching Mavericks. I have no joy. And it's like that before Luka.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Yeah, there's just something about that organization that they just never interest me from like an on-court product. And it literally takes Luka, who's like a, you know, otherworldly, like, I mean, like type player for me to even have some interest. But he would be literally the only thing I would be excited about from a basketball perspective.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to tell me like if you're talking about the regular season, Tanner, what's the one matchup you least want to watch just like on a Wednesday night? I'd say probably like the Mavericks Thunder, like a Mavericks Thunder game on a Wednesday night. I'd be like, I'm all right.
Yeah. Count me out. Count me out. You want to run through the playing games real quick? It'd be Pelicans Spurs for game for the 9-10 matchup.
I mean, you know how I feel. Pelicans are going to take the 8 seed. They're going to knock out the Suns in either 5
All
or
right,
6, and then
let's
we'll
not
see
get
what
ahead
happens.
of ourselves. Let's
I
not
mean,
get ahead of
they
ourselves.
can literally beat them without Zion. I've seen it with my own 2 eyes. Right after All-Star break, do you not remember? Wire-to-wire victory.
No, I remember it, but it's a whole other thing to do it 4 out of 7 in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. When dude, CP3's injury clock is about up, dude. It's about time to happen for his playoff injury, his annual playoff injury.
True. I think we both got Pelicans. That one seems pretty straightforward. What about the T-Wolves Clippers? I think.
I mean, I'll be real with you. I'm just saying Pelicans. I'm a fan, and I want them to win. I think the Spurs could definitely beat them. I think they probably will. But really? I'm hopeful the Pelicans win. Yeah.
I think the talent level of the Pelicans is just too high.
I think it's high, but the Spurs just beat them, just like a couple weeks ago, and it's like Brandon Ingram has been like his hamstring continues to being a lingering issue, and he hasn't been performing that well since he came back from his injury. In terms of, he has good games, but he clearly isn't 100%. It feels like.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's one game, and you have Popovich coaching.
It's one game in New Orleans too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Who do you have winning the 7-8 though? Bless you.
Holy smokes. I go T-Wolves. Clippers,
they got PG whatever. Back though.
Yeah, but I don't know. I know he went off in that first game, and I haven't kept the closest tabs on him because he's probably my least favorite player in the league. I like to just pretend he doesn't exist. But has he been? I guess they're on a 3-game winning streak, but has he been looking like that good?
I haven't watched any Clippers games since he came back.
Yeah, I know. I just remember that first game. He kind of went ham. But no, again, it's it's the talent level. I just feel I don't know. I wanted the T-Wolves to be this team 2-3 years ago, back when they had Zach LaVine, Andrew Wiggins, and Cat. I was they're ready for it. And they were the team I was consistently predicting too many win totals. I kind of have a slight kind of root for them because and then they brought in Anthony Edwards, who's another player that I feel that way about. So I don't know, maybe it's homerism, but I'd take the T-Wolves over the Clippers. I think this is the year they try to make some noise.
I will say I'd love to see a team like the Clippers miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm sick of the Clippers. I don't like the Clippers. Same with the Spurs. The Spurs been in the playoffs. I'd love to see it be the Timberwolves and Pelicans, but who knows what's going to happen.
So wait, who do you pick out of the 7-8 matchup?
I just feel with some of the breaks the Timberwolves catch, I just feel they could literally same thing that happened. That's just
Reggie Jackson goes off for 36, and it's
Reggie Jackson in the playoffs is literally a fucking top 10 player.
Yeah,
according to last year. I don't know. I just that's why the play-in tournament makes me so nervous. It's you have a team. The T-Wolves right now are roughly 6 games better than the Clippers. They have earned the right to be in the playoffs way more than the Clippers or the Pelicans, or especially the Spurs. They're literally more than 10 games up on the Spurs. And the fact that they could have to play a game against the Spurs and potentially go home, that makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, I hope they look at that some point long term. And I know we are not huge Bill Simmons guys, but he mentioned something the other day. It's if you don't reach 37 wins, you just don't qualify for the play-in.
I would be cool with that.
And it's that's where I feel the NBA just allow yourself to be flexible and make the right call. Just say, hey, no, Spurs don't qualify this year.
Yeah, or
they're too far back.
Yeah,
or the T-Wolves are immune. Their win totals high enough to be because we see the flip side of that. In the East, we see 4 teams within 1 game of each other.
Crazy, yeah.
Nets, Cavs, Hawks, Hornets, all within 1 game. So it's that's a perfect time and place for the play-in. In the West, not so much. So fucking fix it, but it'll never fucking happen.
Yeah, but I think that because then even that too is the whole thing is about remaining competitive till the end, but it's as the Timberwolves, they don't have anything to play for right now, and so that's going to hurt the product of their last 2 games, or because it's they're stuck being way best, the way superior team in the playing game. It's they're going to have to play a playing game. So it's if you made it where there's a certain gap between games behind, they could still be trapped in the play-in, but then in essence not be trapped in things. It's if we finish 10 games ahead of whatever team, then we don't have to play in the play-in. We still need to be trying to win these games down the stretch.
Yeah, exactly. The lead they have now, they should just make, okay, the Clippers, you basically get a bye in the first round. The Timberwolves just get to play against the 2 seed, and then Pelican Spurs play for a shot at the Clippers. Winner of that game gets the 8 seed. Like it's such a simple fix.
Yeah, and I think
or the fact that like the Lakers up until a couple nights ago had a chance when they were like even more egregious. They're like 14 back.
They've won like 4 games since All-Star break, 5 games since All-Star break.
Yeah, and it's like there was a couple days where like that was a real chance if the Lakers got the 10 seed over the Spurs, finished 10 or 12 games behind the T-Wolves. It's like there was a chance that they could have knocked the T-Wolves off while being 12 games behind. It's like that just shouldn't be. We got to draw the line somewhere, but
yeah, and I think you and I have probably even talked about this on the pod, but like regardless of record, I think the 7 seed should be earned, no play-in. It's literally just the 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah,
and then the 9 and 10 play with the 8 having a bye and the 8 having to win 1 game. But also, it is nice for the 8 to have 2 chances since they,
true,
2 chances at a win to make
technically
the playoffs.
A playoff team, well, not technically, but once upon a time we're a playoff
because
team.
Then you can really be caught slipping on just 1 game, but like 2 games you have a better I would rather have that though, where the 7 seeds cemented it.
Yeah, I just wish they would be more flexible with a lot of things, and this seems like a perfect way to do that. Like, I don't know. You can almost look at it on a year-to-year basis and be like, okay, this is what it should be this year. Like,
right.
But I don't know. So I guess that would lead us to having a. Wait, you picked T-Wolves over Clippers?
Yeah, I'll go T-Wolves Pelicans.
T-Wolves Pelicans. Okay, I would pick the same thing. So that leads to a Suns Pelicans 1-8.
Yeah, 4-1 Pelicans.
Okay.
What do you got?
All right. Probably Suns in 4.
Bitch.
I mean, that just seems like the perfect.
The perfect upset series. We haven't seen one in a while like that. Nice 8-1 upset. Nice doozy.
Sure. Let's get right on that.
What have you seen from the Pelicans that indicates they won't faux?
Quite a bit. Everything they've done this season, maybe that's the answer. What do you got? Because this is where it gets interesting to me. The 2-7, like T-Wolves Grizzlies.
I would take the Grizzlies in that just because I don't think that the T-Wolves.
Yeah, but how many games?
Oh, I think Grizzlies can win in 5.
5?
The Grizzlies literally butt fuck everybody they play.
That's true, but like
unless they have to go against a real contending team, I think they can get knocked out pretty easily by a real contending team. But like if they're going to get like the T-Wolves or the Clippers, I think they'll manhandle them.
Gotcha. I put the T-Wolves in like a half tier, like I think they not like circle it as like an upset, but it's like I think that could be a tougher series than people would think.
That'd be fun to watch though. 2 teams that are kind of new to the table.
Yeah, seriously. That'd be a super. I hope that's how it shakes out because that would be probably my most excited series in the West. As things currently are. The next matchup would be either Warriors Nuggets or Mavs Nuggets.
I want Warriors Nuggets so bad, dude. I want Jokic to put the freaking stake through the coffin of the Warriors, dude. So bad.
I can only get so hard, dude.
Oh, Jokic and AG. That's like one of my favorite 2-man like synergy. Like, fucking love those two. I mean, to have AG go there and play with Jokic is just a dream come true for me.
Yeah. Is there any word on like I haven't kept up on like the Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. rehab stuff, but I know like a couple weeks ago there was talk of like, ooh, maybe this, maybe that, but I feel like I haven't heard much on that front.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't either. I know that they like sent Michael Porter Jr. to be like practicing with their G League team or whatever, but I'd be surprised to see either of them unless they make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, and even then it's like, I don't know. It just seems weird to integrate play. Like, obviously you want to have Jamal Murray on the court if there's even a chance because he's going to help your team, but it's like, it's just got to be tough to bring those guys in on the fly in the like midst of like a playoff run,
right?
Which I feel like that stuff always gets hinted at, but it's like how often do we actually see that?
Well, you're about to see it, and that's why the Pelicans are going to beat the Suns 4-1 when Big Z with the
Zion, baby.
They call him Air Gumbo, dude. Motherfucker comes in, average 20 in 20 minutes, knocking motherfuckers over, dude.
So would you pick the Nuggets over the Warriors in that series?
Yeah.
Sorry to just go all the way back.
No,
but
I think so. Jokic is To me, there's only two people right now that have an argument for best player in the league. I know everybody says
Giannis and
KD, but Giannis and Jokic are the two best players in the team.
yeah, I don't even think it's
And
particularly close. I think there's a gap after those two,
I
and where
think
the
the next step
KD
down is like
JoJo.
JoJo, KD, LeBron, and then. But I think I think at this point it's Jokic and Giannis.
How high would you put Tatum after the last 8 weeks?
I don't know. I'd have to like actually sit down and look at this because I know I don't know if you saw JJ Redick talking to Joel Embiid about like the tiers of best player and like how it's like, well, is this person not included? Is this person not included? But I mean, he has to be up there. He has to be top 10.
Yeah, I've been such a like oh, Jalen's better than him. Tatum's not that good. But like this is the season. I was wrong. I still feel bad about it, but I'm just wrong. He's so good, dude. He's real. He has like top 5 player. He has MVP potential, which is like not many players truly have that.
Right.
He has like Finals MVP, like Kawhi,
no
LeBron, KD tier,
no
like
question.
crazy.
Yeah, I totally agree. What do you think would happen in this Warriors series?
I'd probably give the Warriors the advantage.
I mean, is Steph even going to be ready though?
I guess I was under that assumption. I know he's. I guess what's the latest on his injury?
I don't know. I mean, last time I watched a Warriors game, when was it? He was still in a walking boot.
Dang.
Which I think that was like a week, no more, maybe like a week ago.
I guess I just assume I assume he'll be ready, but I mean, if that's not the case, you have to go Nuggets.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, Jokic is I mean, if there's no Steph Curry.
And you want to talk about a player I want to see get there. Like I want to see Jokic go at Draymond Green and literally put him in the stanchion 20 times a night.
Trying to see Markieff Morris 2.0. Put him on his I see some WWE shit.
WWE.
I mean, I don't know. I just looked briefly at some Steph Curry injury stuff and it still looks not great. So I might have to switch my pickup on that to the Nuggets.
Yeah, he was still in the walking boot last. I can't remember what fucking game that was, but yeah.
Crazy. Dang. So we're both going Nuggets then.
Nuggets.
What about Mavs Jazz, your Tanner's Super Bowl?
Yeah. Like toilet bowl.
Seriously.
Yeah, I would think Mavericks just because the NBA wants to suck off Luka.
Yeah. Do you I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm rooting for the Jazz to like.
Same. I'm rooting for the Jazz.
And I feel like
no question.
This is the year that it's like the make or break year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bad to root for them to make it, but it'd be so cool if they like, I don't know, pulled something off, got to like a conference finals.
Yeah, that'd be really
this team has been. I have sympathy for their players and Quinn Snyder and stuff, just because. I don't know. It's been a tough couple of years for all the success that they've had, and Conley too. Obviously, Gobert, D. Mitch, but like, I don't know. I got a little bit of a soft spot in my heart, so I'm actually going to take Jazz over Mavericks.
Again, you're right, dog.
I'm going with the heart over the brain, but I don't know. We'll see. So I guess with that said, what was your potentially most exciting series in the West? Were you going to go Grizz T-Wolves?
Yeah, Grizz T-Wolves are Warriors Nuggets just because my personal investment in the Nuggets beating the Warriors and like how I feel about AG and Jokic and how much I hate the Warriors.
True.
And I just want to see them literally. I don't even care, dude. I know that like we both softened a little bit on them now that KD's left. They're not like a powerhouse. I still hate them though, dude. I still want them to literally get swept. I
never want them to sniff an NBA title ever again with those players. Well, probably that organization.
Ever. No, fuck that franchise, dude. I hate them.
Yeah, I hate them, dude.
They've had enough winning for the rest of their lives, dude. They don't need another playoff win ever.
Yeah, put a fork in them. They're done.
Yeah, I don't want that core. I don't want any more accolades on this core, dude. No more.
I guess one final question. I know we'll talk about this more once the playoff seeding and as the playoffs go on. But as things sit today, what's your finals pick and what's your NBA champion for the year?
Bucks, Suns win.
Bucks, okay.
That's if they can make it past the Pelicans.
As you predicted them going down 4-1 in the first round.
Yeah.
JK finals pick.
I mean, that's such a no. You know, I'll do something a little bit more imaginative. I'll go Celtics Suns.
Celtics.
I know that
Suns.
Robert Williams is hurt, but like there's a chance
he's going to come back if they get past the first round.
Yeah, and I guess one thing I'm kind of worried about though is like I don't know if you heard about there's players on the Celtics front line who aren't vaccinated, so who knows? I mean,
is it Jalen?
I don't know.
Jalen and Al Horford, and I think Al Horford confirmed
said
that
he's vaccinated.
Got vaxxed.
Yeah. So I don't know, dude. I feel like the Raptors have the trump card, dude, as they work their way through the playoffs. It's like they can basically wipe clean.
Seriously,
which I respect that shit. So
yeah, good for them,
Toronto, dude.
Yeah,
that's the real 6-man, dude.
Seriously. I think I would pick. God, it's so hard not to pick the Suns, but it's like if they get knocked off, it could be any of the 2 through the 7. I guess I'll default to the Suns, but I'm leaning either Bucks Heat, which I know is like a cop out because they're the 1-2 seed, but the way the Bucks just like dismantled the Heat last year,
God, that was satisfying.
It gets really hard to pick anybody over the Bucks because of that. And like if you ask me after James Harden's first 3 games in Philly, I'm like they're going faux. Like I was like, this is signed, sealed, delivered, titles theirs. But like, man, I have zero faith in it. Like, I'd be shocked if they even sniffed the conference finals. Like, I'd almost be surprised if they even made the second round.
You're really cool on Sixers.
I am, dude. Like, I don't know. There's nothing there that
JoJo. Yeah, but he's literally like a front runner for MVP, like, or one of the front runners for MVP. Like, that's enough.
Well, yeah, it's weird because like I've talked myself into them just based on him in prior years. Like I've talked myself into like they will win a title because of JoJo, and he will just be the best player in the playoffs. But like maybe this is it only took Harden going there, but maybe I'm finally off the Sixers bandwagon because we've been on that thing hard. Yeah.
That's literally, it took him literally to sour me on like their championship expectations. Because it's literally you and I, it's like every year, like Sixers.
Yeah. I default to them out of the East usually.
Yeah. All it takes is Harden. Go figure.
Yeah. Who's one of my favorite players somehow. Dude, this year has fucked me up, dude. I was literally a Russ fan and a James Harden fan. Those were 2 of my like top 5, 10 players in the league. And it's not that I don't love them anymore, but it's like just seeing the way their reputations have changed this year just hurts, man. It just feels bad. It's like seeing like guys I genuinely love and admire and respect and like obsess over, and it's just like fuck. Now I just feel bad about both of them. I don't know, not to be woe is me, but like
I will say with the Bucks, dude, it's like I don't see anything that's happened between last year and this year that would make me think that they can't win another title. Like everybody's there, everybody's still like kind of in the same spot in their career and always like falling off a cliff. Mm-hmm. They have, I mean, obviously some of the role players have changed, but like they're still fucking good.
Yeah, I would probably pick them over the Suns.
Really?
Yeah, or to me, I think I would pick them as my favorite because I don't think the Heat will beat them, or whoever ends up matching up against them. But if it comes down to Bucks Suns, I'd put all my money on Giannis. Because
how crazy would it be to see like Bucks Suns 3 years in a row?
Yeah, it's like
it'd be so cool.
Well, it'd be cool because it's like it's not all the hoopla.
Too small.
It'd be all basketball.
Yeah,
it's all basketball. It's not the entertainment stuff that the Warriors and LeBron had. Yeah, that would be cool. It would even be cool to just see it run it back because I think they are the 2 best teams.
Yeah, I think there's a good argument for that.
Yeah, dang. I mean, how far do you think the Heat go?
Let me just look at their path.
As it currently stands, they would face probably the Hawks or Cavs, and then they would go on to face either the Sixers or Raptors.
I mean, I could see them getting bounced in the second round. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, if they play the Nets, I could see it being in the first round.
Yeah. I mean,
I feel like the Heat season's been like this, dude.
Yeah, that Nets Cavs playing game, that's going to be interesting. If the Cavs can somehow pull that out, holy fuck. A Heat Nets first round? Sign me the fuck up for that. That would be top.
Or imagine the pressure in the Nets play-in game 2 if they lose with the expectations they had coming in. I mean, it'd be
versus
like
Ice Tray.
Yeah. I feel like realistically speaking, the Nets had higher expectations than the Lakers.
Well, didn't Ice Tray body the Nets just like a week and a half ago too? Sorry.
No, I
jerk
would
him
love.
off,
I mean,
but
that's what it would take for me to root for Trae Young is go up against KD. I would do it though.
oh God, fuck, I want it. I'm so excited for playoff basketball. It just sucks that I'm in the Eastern time zone. I won't be able to watch any of it.
Nope, you just gotta stay up and suck it up, dude.
Yeah, true. The NBA playoffs are the one thing to do that.
And it's only
so.
it's only bad for like the first round.
Yeah,
Because then there's half the games and they can start doing it at more decent times.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can get to bed by 1. It's fine.
Fuck. Well, I guess that probably does it, right? I mean, we
yeah.
ground.
It's nice to be back in action.
Back in the. I will say the first 30 minutes, I was like, "What the fuck? Like, what are we even doing?" But
yeah,
we got through. So
yeah.
Any viewers or listeners out there, enjoy. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Thank you all. Say goodbye to the good folks at home, dude.
It doesn't matter what time zones we in. We're still the Wax Chronicles, and we're still all about the hoops. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye.